Okay. How to do, YouTube? Welcome back to Jordinary World. I'm Jordan. Today, we've got another cheapy pickup. This time, we went over to Marshall's and grabbed this guy. So I paid $13 for it, and it's a 100 ml size bottle. Ben Sherman Icon Eau de Parfum. I have never before heard of Ben Sherman as a fragrance designer, nor do I really know anything about them as a brand. So this is a complete mystery to me. What's even more mysterious is that there wasn't a lot of information online about this fragrance either. There was not a Fragrantica listing, there was not a Parfumo listing. I believe I ended up finding the note breakdown on just like a retailer's website. So I don't know what's going on with that, but it had me curious, so I went ahead and picked it up. So in the case of this review, I'm gonna do it a little bit different. I'm gonna do my normal sort of smell test and breakdown of what I think that I'm smelling. But then because there's not a lot of information about this fragrance out online, I'm gonna go ahead and give the actual breakdown that I found online, just because I feel like that would be helpful for anyone who is maybe looking to get this fragrance. I will go ahead and show you guys the bottle. Now for a $13 fragrance, this is a pretty nice looking bottle. The cap is what you would expect. I mean, it's a lightweight plastic, but it surprisingly fits very securely. I also feel like the bottle isn't over designed. It's a very simple, sleek looking design. And I personally think it looks pretty classy. I'm of the opinion that presentation matters, and as far as this Ben Sherman Icon goes, you already get points on presentation. But you didn't come here to look at a bottle. You came here to know what this smells like. So let's open it up. Wow, okay. Immediately, I get sort of a boozy kind of whiskey smell to me. I don't think that is at all what I saw listed out on the internet as far as a note breakdown. But upon first smell, this smelled like straight up like Jack Daniel's whiskey to me. It's a very boozy smelling, which is kind of funny because the juice kind of looks like it would be whiskey inside of this bottle. Let's give it a couple sprays out in the air. Pretty decent atomizer. Yes, it's got a very leathery, boozy nature. Now, I'm not super crazy about leather scented fragrances. This one is doing an okay job. I also have purchased Abercrombie & Fitch First Instinct Extreme, and I feel like that also has like a very strong leather presence. And to me, it smells like the lobby of a tire shop, which I am not really on board for. The leather note in this is very strong. And I believe it also has a tobacco element. So those two combining together is giving it sort of like a bar environment booziness to it. Okay, well, we know that spraying it out in the air doesn't give the full story. So let's go ahead and put it on skin. There we go. Okay, already I can smell a little bit of like pepperiness out in the air as well. I don't know if my skin is sort of like projecting that now that it's mixing with my skin chemistry, but I'm getting a lot of peppery notes, and it's not even like close to my face at all, and I'm still getting kind of like a big wall of pepperiness. It's fairly dry now. Let's go ahead and smell it on skin. I will go ahead and say I don't have really any fragrance that smells at all like this. It's very peppery on top, and underneath it's got like a strong leather body. I almost feel like if I smell this too long, I'm gonna get drunk. Yeah, it's got sort of like a bourbon-y whiskey sort of scent to it. It's somewhat sweet and boozy, but it does have that sort of pepperiness to kind of give it some edge, some sharpness. I'm gonna be honest, guys, I'm not entirely in love with this fragrance. Having said that, these sorts of fragrance DNAs are not really my cup of tea, but just because I don't like it doesn't mean you won't like it. But I wanna give this thing a fair chance, so we're gonna let it dry down for a few minutes, and we're gonna see how the profile changes. I have given the scent some time to dry down on my skin. I don't think my opinion has changed too much. I'm not really a fan of this fragrance, to be completely honest. If I had to give it a score, I'd probably say maybe a 3 out of 10. I did like the presentation, and I kind of was expecting something completely different than what I got. And I'm also not entirely convinced that they didn't just put whiskey in this bottle and call it perfume. It's funny because I used to work at a coffee shop where we made a bourbon flavored syrup using real bourbon, and this is exactly what it smelled like whenever we would cook that syrup. Like I promised, I will go ahead and give the note breakdown of this fragrance. Buy at your own risk. If you're into this style of fragrance, then you might enjoy this more than I did, but this fragrance DNA just doesn't suit my personal style, and I probably won't wear this fragrance at all. If anybody out there is maybe interested in trying this fragrance, definitely let me know down in the comments, and maybe I can just send this bottle off to you. Well, back in the box this goes, and you can't win them all, but at least we tried, right? Thanks for tuning in today. Please drop a like. I appreciate it so much. Catch you in the next one. Yeah.